It's Saturday again, and you know what that means? Free crochet pattern day. So today I'm going to show you how to crochet this gorgeous lure ball from Pokemon. Now I absolutely love the colours of this thing, and I've been really enjoying designing and creating not only the Pokeballs but Pokemon too. So I think I'm going to carry on making things from this franchise. Now this one I would say is beginner friendly, as this piece is worked in the flat using only 3 stitches, single crochet, increase and decrease in US terminology, and you'll need to know a little bit of embroidery just for these details here. And just a quick disclaimer, I don't mind if you make these to sell. All I ask is that you don't sell the pattern, and please do give me some credit. So just like before, I'm going to ask you to pause this video, just nip over to my normal Pokeball video, which I'll put a card up here for, and recreate it in blue instead of red, and do not sew the button on, as we will get all this piece put on first and then put the button on. So create everything, make everything, don't sew the button on. It'll meet me back here when you're ready. So I've got my bits and bobs here ready for the lure ball, so I'm going to very quickly go over the materials and the yarn that we will need. So for materials, of course, we're going to need our trusty 4mm crochet hook, which is also known as a G, a bunch of pins, a pair of scissors, a yarn needle and an optional stitch marker. Now this entire piece here on the back is worked in the flat, so it's absolutely crucial that you chain 1 turn at the end of each row, but I'll remind you again when we get there. As for yarn, I'll be using this nice bright red for the back piece and just a little bit of bright yellow just for the details. So to begin, we're going to take up our red yarn and start with a slip knot, and now we're going to chain 5. And now we've done that, we're going to increase into the second loop from the hook. So there's the first, here's the second. I'm going to dive right in there, pop an increase. We're going to single crochet twice. And then increase into the last stitch, and then we'll have a total of 6 stitches in this foundation row. So now, like I said, it's absolutely crucial, please do not forget to chain 1 and then turn at the end of each row. So I'll do the next row with you, and then I'm going to display the pattern a few rows at a time so you can work through it at your own pace. So for row 2, we're going to increase into the first stitch and single crochet 4 times, and then increase into the last stitch. And we'll have a total of 8 stitches for round 1. So there we go, that's the end of the first row. Now I'm just going to display some of the pattern a few rows at a time here on the right hand side, and I ask you to pause the video and work at your own pace, don't rush this, and I'll meet you at the very end of this piece here. So now we've finished round 19. This part is completely optional, but I would recommend single crocheting around the entire outside of this piece, just because it gives you a really nice flush border, and it also makes it just that little bit easier to sew that piece on as well. So personally I'm going to single crochet around the entire outside, but like I said, that is completely optional. Go, I've finished off nicely with a slip stitch. Now I'm just gonna fold it. I've just poke these pieces through with my thumbs just to exaggerate them a bit, as on the ball, when it comes to sewing, we'll be able to really broaden out these corners here, really exaggerate them. So now I'm happy stretching and pulling this apart. I'm going to give myself quite a long tail. I'd rather have too much than not enough. I use this tail to sew. There we go. So I'm going to take up the null ball base, and remember in the Pokeball video where this colour changes, that's where the button will sit. However, we want to line this up first. So I'm going to put this part here at the back, as I know that this is probably the flattest edge compared to the start there. And I'm just going to go all the way around to the back and then line it up there. Now I'm going to pin this in place, and I'm going to really stretch this over the top, just so you'll have a few, you'll have either a round or two of space there, but don't worry, as that will be just covered by the button, as we can see here. So pin this in place, really make sure that you stretch it over, and then when you're happy, we'll move on to sewing it on. See, I'm going to move mine all slightly back a little bit, maybe not have it stretched over the top, as I only want the this part here, where we originally started, to just sit on top of the button, and as we can see, I would be overlapping by quite a lot, so I'm just going to move mine back a little bit. There we go, I've moved it back only ever so slightly, like millimeters, and it's already made a big difference. I really like how that's looking when that all will be sewn on. So when you're happy and ready to go, it is optional that you can pin this on as you work as well, just so you know that you're keeping your reference placements. I think I'll keep this here. There we go. So now I can get a real good feel of how it's going to look when it's done. And yes, do make sure that it's all in line, it's all lining up nicely. And when you're ready, sew on as neatly as you can. There we go, it's really coming together now if you ask me. I love the colour combination of this. So for the final step, we're just going to take up a nice strand of this yellow yarn, thread up the needle. I'm going to insert my needle through one of these nice broad stitches from the bottom. I'm going to come out right on this top bit here because I need to fit 3 lines down here. So on the broadest section is where I'm going to work. So this broad section here. So I actually need to go up one more, I reckon. There we go. I need to plot it out as well. So I need to fit 3 down here. So I'll probably do the same as this one and have 1 stitch between each one. So I'll have 1 stitch and then the line and then 1 stitch line. So with this, I just want to dive down a few rows, come back up 1 stitch over, and I don't want to pull it too tight because I only want to do 1 strand, as I find 2 would be too broad, but 1 seems to be just right. But I want it to be just a little bit loose, just so it can sit nicely on the top of the of this big red piece here. There we go. So I don't want it too tight at all. It's literally just sitting on top of the red piece here. See, if I pull them tight, as you can see, it bunches it up and it gets a lot smaller. So I want them to be nice and just perched on top like that. So there we go. I'm pretty happy with that placement. And again, I can just use my needle just to tease these stitches loose as well after I've pulled that knot through. I'm pretty happy with how that's turned out, and I've just noticed this seems to happen a lot with these Pokeballs. I've used a brighter colour for today's video rather than this darker burnt red colour. Whoops! I think I prefer this one. Yeah, it's nicer, that is. That's a lot nicer. So anyway, there we go. That's how you make one of these adorable lure balls. I do think they work up pretty quickly for saying what they are, and they come out a brilliant size. They're perfect for kids, adults, all ages really. Perfect for display items or for cosplay items or general play. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe for weekly tips, tricks and free crochet patterns. And like I said before, if you do make these, I don't mind if you sell them. Please don't sell the pattern, and please do credit me where possible at Blue Fox Paws. So thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.